Hey yo man, it's me, Jordan of TheFearRaiser, and I am bringing you guys another story for today. And guys, today's story is actually really creepy. It's actually quite scary, and I'm kind of excited to be telling you this because it was quite a phenomenal and very intriguing story to tell because of how things happened. But before we get into it, guys, quickly wanted to promote my my shop for my t-shirts. I haven't been promoting them at all, but guys, I have a few t-shirts up on my shop, which the link for that is in the description below. If any of you guys want to support me and maybe wear a cool shirt of mine, you should totally check it out down there below. And of course, check out my second gaming channel where I upload everything over there like Markiplier. Literally, I'm doing what Markiplier does, uploading scary games and all this kind of stuff, which of course is also down in the description or in the sub box on my page. So if you want to subscribe to that and check out the content over there, be sure to do so, and hopefully you guys enjoy what you see. Okay, and you know, obviously typical, subscribe, leave a like, but hey, you guys know the drill. So guys, I'll get into the story now. Whew, okay, so guys, this was a story that happened, I want to say about a month ago. And I'll explain what led up to this, okay? So sit back because this is going to be interesting. So if you didn't know, I had been recently hunting for a condo. I was looking for a place to live in Toronto, and I needed to find it fast because the economy in Toronto is crazy, man. I was told if I didn't find a place this year, I wouldn't be able to afford to live in Toronto. So that's a scary thing to be told because I want to live here. So my mom helped me out, and she helped me find this guy who was a real estate agent. So she hits me up. She's like, "Yo, I got this guy here who will help you. Let's call him David just to keep his identity safe, of course." So my mom's like, "Hey, I know this guy named David who's gonna be a real estate agent, blah blah blah. Meet up with him, talk to him, find some places to check out, see if you like something," and you know, that's really how it goes. So I meet up with David. He's a really cool guy, and we're driving around looking at some nice places, and we did this a few times. You know, we had a couple of days where we would go out, hunting for a house or a condo or places to check out, yada yada. So one day, you know, we're chatting. Obviously, we're getting to know each other a little better, and I had mentioned that I was in film school for a little while, and you know, I was interested in film. And he's like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Wow, that's really interesting." And he happened to tell me that he is also an actor, and that he's actually in a union, and he was actually in some films already, in some movies. So, to my surprise, I was like, "Dang, that's awesome." And of course, what a great way to make a connection through somebody helping you to find a place, right? To live. So he offers me a role in a movie. And by the way, that's very real and happening. That's going to be happening in September. And he asked me to be in his feature film this coming September. So, and this is going to be a budgeted film and everything. So I was just like, "Oh my God. Like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm down." And, you know, they were looking for like a nerdy, geeky kind of guy. I was like, "Well, you know, you've asked the right guy, I guess." Yeah. So I got the role, and yeah, I was excited. And he was like, "All right, so you're gonna have to meet up with this dude to quickly do this thing, next week to go do like further promo or whatever." So I was like, "All right, down." So anyways, comes the time where I have to go about a 30-minute drive up the road to meet up with the director of this film, who is, by the way, the David, the real estate agent, was also, I think, was a producer for this. So it wasn't just an actor, he was a producer. So anyways, I go up the road. I was a little bit in a rush, and I just figured I'd grab an Uber. You guys know what Uber is. So I order up the Uber, I get in the car, and I'm on my way. But as I was approaching this Uber car, I noticed how fancy it was. Like, I don't know my cars, okay? I'm not gonna lie. But this guy had a really nice car. And I was just like, that can't be my Uber driver, because, you know, no offense to Uber drivers, but like, if you're driving a super sweet car like a sport car, you wouldn't think that they would need Uber as a job. That's just my consensus. But I think anybody would agree. You know, if you see somebody driving a sports car, you're not immediately going to think they're worth Uber. I don't think Uber pays that well. So that was the first thing that was kind of weird when I got in this car. So then when I sit in the car, I say, hey, how's it going? Bit of a quiet guy, but the dude was dressed up really, like, you know, he was well dressed. This guy looked pretty, you know, he looked like he had money, okay? And he looked like he wasn't afraid to show it off. So again, got my Uber driver's car, is super sweet smoking, and the driver is well dressed, looks fancy and rich and all this stuff from what I could tell. And he was maybe in his like mid-20s, so I'm like, okay. So we're driving, and kind of quiet, but I like to do small talk, you know? I'm like that. I don't like sitting in awkward silence, you know? I don't want that. So I'm just like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? You know, this guy's kind of quiet, you know? He's like, yeah, this is good. Blah, blah, blah. This and that, you know. And then, you know, he'd asked me what I had been up to and where I'm going, and I explained to him that I was on my way to be in this movie or whatever. I was going to be doing this little promo film thingy for it. And then, all of a sudden, this guy's, you know, his interest is piqued a bit. He's like, oh, you're an actor, huh? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, okay. And then, it was strange, but out of nowhere, he started bringing up, like, conspiracies within Hollywood and stuff. And talking about how, like, there's a lot out there we don't know about. And he has, like, friends that are sort of famous and stuff that he knew things within the industry that not a lot of people knew about. I'm like, okay, this is interesting now. And then he started talking about this story of how he one time had picked up a guy downtown Toronto. Apparently this guy was a chef, or supposedly. But after getting to know this Uber driver, he had told him that he is within an organization related to the Illuminati to some extent. Which sounds ridiculous. I know, you're like, wow, that's hilarious. Especially with the meme and everything. But, so, this Uber driver had explained that he started getting into conspiracies about the Illuminati, like serious talk now, not memes. Illuminati is a real thing. And talking about how the Illuminati's evil and stuff, and he was talking about how there's 3 hierarchies of the Illuminati, with the Illuminati being on the bottom, believe it or not. And that there was a middle level. I don't know what they're called. I don't know if it's Freemasons or something. I'm not 100% sure. And then at the top, it's like Grand Masters or something like that. Which, again, I know might sound a little ridiculous, but this is sort of real, guys. This is a real conspiracy. Look it up. And then he was telling me how this guy he picked up was in the middle. He wasn't the Grand Master, wasn't the Illuminati, but he was in the middle. That is Freemasons, not 100% sure. But anyways, this guy had said some things to the Uber driver about the organization and stuff. I don't know, again, if this is true or not. But anyways, the guy had explained that, you know, things are happening, and, you know, sooner or later, there will be some sort of new change in the world order and all that stuff. So anyways, the thing, though, that he said to the Uber driver that freaked him out was that the guy had said, now that he knows that he's part of the Illuminati, he should be careful, because people in the Illuminati will know and will follow this man and will always keep an eye on him. Now, of course, I realize this could all just be a load of, you know, lies from a random stranger to this Uber driver. I'm just telling the story. But this Uber driver, like, guys, he did not seem like he was joking around. He seemed really stressed out about it. Like, he seemed really paranoid. And again, this guy didn't look like a crazy dude. And then he had said that when he dropped off the guy, he had felt extremely paranoid now, because this dude did look pretty legit. So, you know, especially being an Uber driver, I can't imagine what it's like to be told, oh, I'm part of the Illuminati, and now people are gonna watch you and forever and always, you know, you better watch your back. And yeah, so anyways, he tells me this story, which was kind of creepy because he was serious. And then he had told me that he has felt like he's been followed actually recently, and he has been experiencing some strange things. He's had a few cars follow him at times, and he's had a few strange cars that he keeps seeing parked outside his house at times. So he was telling me all this, and he was starting to really trip me out a bit. And then he pretty much tells me how I should be careful and not trust anybody, and not trust society and all this extra stuff. But, you know, at the end of the day, he brought me to where I had to go, and I said, okay, yeah, thanks, man. And I get to the Uber driver, or the Uber car, and I just kind of forget about it. I try to forget about it. I'll be like, that was something. And, you know, I go do my audition thing, and then I go back home, and then, like, I think more about it, and I'm just like, man, that was kind of creepy. Definitely a really strange encounter, probably the strangest encounter I've had with an Uber driver. But that's the thing, though, with Uber, every driver is a new experience. But nonetheless, though, guys, that was my weird Illuminati story. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and, of course, subscribe. And hopefully, guys, I'll have a few new stories for you guys soon. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And trust no one.